You are now tuned in to Hits 92.3, where we take great pride in personal expression of one's feelings, thoughts, or ideals. What you're getting ready to hear on this show are the opinions of the hosts and their guests, and they do not reflect the opinions of Hits 92.3 radio station, the brand, management, staff, their respective advertisers, parent companies, or affiliates. Now stay tuned as this show begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Voicing with Queen, the show where real talk meets real vibes, with your host, Queen, and the always hilarious co-host, comedian Keish. We're bringing ATL to Detroit, diving into hot topics, real-life experiences, and a whole lot of laughs. And guess what? We are live right now. So sit back, tune in, and let's get to Voicing with Queen.
Hey everybody, welcome back, Voices, to another week of Voicing with Queen. How y'all doing today? Y'all miss me? Aw, I missed y'all too. Well, today we have an exclusive today. We're going to not only pay tribute to our fathers, because Father's Day is Sunday. It's funny how fast time goes by. For real, for real. I never thought it'd be this soon, but yes. Father's Day is this Sunday, so of course we're gonna honor our fathers today, and we also have an exclusive interview with Terris Walker, and that'll be later on. So let's get into it. Father's Day. Oh, excuse Keish. She's out for a moment. Maybe she'll be able to join us. We'll see. Okay. But yes, let's talk about Father's Day. So every year I hear Father's Day, they don't get treated like the women get treated for Mother's Day. Um, they don't get the gifts that the mothers get for Mother's Day or the appreciation, everything like that. So I'm here to tell y'all, being a daddy's girl, father's girl myself, if you still have your father here present on earth breathing, and he ain't never caused physical harm or anything like that, make sure he good. Take him out to eat, buy him something to drink if he drink, or, whatever the case may be, spend some quality time with him and stuff like that. Okay. Try to show him just as much love as you show your mother for the good fathers, because you do have some really, really great fathers out here that still don't get the appreciation that they should get. Now I'm not talking about them deadbeats, not the ones that don't want to watch the kids, don't want to buy the kids nothing, not even a $5 meal. They do still got $5 meals, but you know what I mean. Not them. Them not the ones that deserve everything. Maybe a happy Father's Day, but anything beyond that. But we're talking about the good ones, because we do have some men that's literally single fathers out here that's really doing the thing like a single mother would. So we want to make sure they are glorified and everything of that sort for this year, for Father's Day. Maybe in some Father's Day events going on. I know here in Detroit there are many Father's Day events going on. I do miss my cousin. He passed away not too long ago, but he used to throw a Father's Day picnic every year. He used to just cook all different types of food. And I don't mean just anything. You're talking about having a taco bar with all the trimmings. You're talking about salmon, shrimp, steak, like really real food. So um, shout out to him. May he rest in peace. But we need to do that for the fathers. I ain't seen nobody else do that, but it would be nice, especially around this time. Um, Condolences to the ones who lost your father. Um, I know it may be a difficult, hard time during this time, but you're not alone. You're definitely not alone. I lost not one but two daddies, and so I'm gonna get into that later. As other people be like, two, yeah. And they was the best of friends. Like, I love my daddy. And I'm not talking about my godfathers, I'm talking about my daddies. Like, for real, for real. Um, but yeah, Father's Day coming up. Yeah, cater to the men. Get them, if they a good guy, a good father, look out for them like you would mama, you know. But Father's Day arose back in the early 1900s, um, due to Miss Dodd, the one who started Mother's Day, started Father's Day to honor her father as well. So she literally started both holidays in honor of her parents, to show all the fathers really around the world, the ultimate respect and gratitude that we will give to our mothers. Some say without the man you can't have kids. Well, that's true, and now these days, kind of untrue because I mean, well, you got artificial sperm though. I mean, you got people choosing their kids. They say ain't nothing too natural about that, but it's happening, and times is definitely changing. So big shout out to them single dads out there because I know it got to be hard. It's hard being a single parent, being a woman. So I could just imagine being a man. And some men don't have the intuition or the foresight like mothers do when it comes down to kids, um, and the nurturing part and everything of that sort. So it's kind of dope to see them fathers out here really doing it big and taking care of their kids. Even the ones that's not a single parent, that's just in the household, married to the mom, created a family, and making sure everything is good. And sometimes it don't have to be your own biological kids. I want to give a shout out to the ones that take on other people's responsibility, other people's kids. We have parents out here, fathers that have adopted children, took care of a girlfriend's child or a wife's previous child, and they become that father figure and that father image for that child. Take care of that child as if that's their own. So big shout out to y'all because that's a huge step. Sometimes going into relationships with people who already have kids can be very messy and dramatic, full of drama. However, for the ones that's able to suppress that and still love on them children as their own, big shout out and kudos to you because at the end of the day, you really don't have to stay. You really don't have to be there. So it just shows that you be there and you want to be there because that's what you want to do, not because you have to do. So I want to make sure y'all get y'all props too. And for the ones that adopt kids, that's a lot. Um, the ones that adopt kids, a big shout out to y'all. That takes a lot to take on somebody else's child outside of your family. Some people adopt outside their family, and sometimes that could be a burden because you never know the back history or the full back history on where that child come from, and it may cause issues, chaos, and everything like that. So, big shout out to y'all. Like, I really want to make sure the men that's actually standing up as fathers get their the diligence as they supposed to, because it can be hard. And like I said, being a single mother myself, I know definitely raising kids single handedly can be difficult at times. But the amount of precious moments I think I cherish the most because of the simple fact of um, the hard times pull us together. The tough times pull us together and we come through it together, and then we love on each other a little bit harder and we have more of an understanding as to what family and parentship and kidship really means amongst it all. So um yeah, big shout out to all y'all parents, but especially our fathers out there because it's such a big deal. It really is. Now, for the ones that don't take care of your children, don't want to go see your kids, even when a woman, like, it's been so many incidences lately for fathers to not be there and be available for um their children, or when the mother calls and say, I need a break. Sometimes kids can be overwhelming. They do too much. They don't want to listen all the time. They be being kids, and sometimes we need a break too. But for y'all ones that don't want to do it, you want to run around, and for the ones that want to play daddy to somebody else's kids, and you're not giving your own kid that type of attention, we have a problem there. And that's where I think there should be an issue at, because why not? Why not? You don't have to deal with that woman because you have kids with them. Just like we women don't have to deal with these men because we had kids with them. So if we had that choice, y'all have that choice too. The kids don't have nothing to do with the decision that you choose to make. You chose to lay down with that person. You chose to procreate. And even if you didn't choose to procreate, you didn't protect yourself enough to not to. I'm just stating that. And so at the end of the day, sometimes it's not about the money. It's not about you buying them a pair of Jordans and this, that, and another. Maybe as they grow up. But if you have been there, spending time with them and teaching them things, look, listen, they don't care if you got a dime to your name. They love you unconditionally because you love them unconditionally, and they seen that. And I wish I stopped underestimating these kids. They see and know things, and they feel things too. They can feel when you have their back. They can feel when you're against them. They can feel all of that. They can feel when you're upset if you're close to your children and everything. So at the end of the day, it don't always be about money. And sometimes it just be time, running up the street with them, tickling them, watching a movie with them, watching a certain sitcom with them, maybe doing something silly together, playing cards, something. Even just walking them to the corner or sitting there talking to them for about 5 or 10 minutes, asking them how their day is. Sometimes that's all the kid wants. They don't always want the latest games. They might say that because they think that may be easier on you to provide that. So they like, okay, give me that, and I get out your face because I know you don't want to be bothered. I'm just saying, don't shoot the messenger. I just listen to the kids. So, and for the ones that not there for their children, you don't got nothing coming. You don't deserve anything. You shouldn't be upset. And please don't be on social media trying to dog and clown out your baby mama, well, your child's mother, because she ain't get you no more. She ain't even call you and wish you a happy Father's Day. When the last time you picked up your kids and say, I'm gonna kid them for a couple of hours or for a day, or maybe for a weekend? If you never said them words to that woman, don't be upset when she go ham on you. That's all I'm saying. But for the ones that's always there for your kid, no matter what, through the storm, you probably got a crazy child's mother or whatever. For the ones that stick it out and still be there and fight for their kid, I definitely salute you, and a happy Father's Day. I hope y'all get any and everything your heart's desire, or at least part of it, right? At least part of it, because y'all deserve it too. Y'all deserve y'all flowers too. And so I just wanted to give y'all that. So next up, we'll be back for this small commercial break, and hopefully Keith should be in here soon. See y'all in a minute.
Decatur, Lithonia, Conyers, Covington, McDonough, and all surrounding areas. Something Special Bar and Lounge presents Music Bingo and Karaoke. That's right, you heard me. Music Bingo and Karaoke every Wednesday at Something Special Bar and Lounge. On the 1 and 2s, we got DJ P. Joe. Not to mention, we got the host with the most, hotels. We got drink specials, plus the full kitchen, seafood dip, salmon bites, sweet heat wings, jerk chicken egg roll. From 5 to 7 is our happy hour. Mix and match, 2 items. Looking for good vibes, delicious drinks, delicious food, something special, bar and lounge. 1377 Old McDonough Highway, Conyers, Georgia. The best spot on the east side. Express lunch on the go. Not to mention now open for lunch from 11 to 3, Monday through Friday. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Something special, bar and lounge.
So June 21st, here in Detroit at the Bel Air Cinema Movie Theater on East 8 Mile, starting at 7 p.m. is the movie premiere. Excuse me. Red carpet for The Cellular. The Cellular is directed by Terris Walker, who is our exclusive interviewee for this evening. That created this movie, along with 3 others that is on Tubi at the moment, which is the Detroit Cable Connection, the Cable Man, and the Mayor. You can watch all 3 of them on Tubi right now. Right now, The Cellular will be out at the movie premiere, and then after that, it'll be in Tubi, along with 2 of his other movies. When he come on, we will discuss more about the movies that he has coming out. Because actually, he has 3 movies coming out almost simultaneously, right? So we're definitely going to get into that when he comes on. And don't forget, y'all can call in as well to ask him any kind of questions y'all would like to ask him during the interview. And also, I believe he stated that he is giving away 2 free tickets to the movie premiere. So I guess we're gonna talk more about that when he get in very shortly. But yes, The Cellar is about 2 guys that end up in the same dorm room that has the same name. Both of them is really going in 2 different directions in life. With them 2 directions in life, one of them end up getting locked up and facing some time in jail, where opposed to the other one was very privileged and everything. And so things changed around, and all because of a cellular device, right? So it's going to be very, very interesting, this movie. So if you're in the Detroit area, go ahead and get your tickets ASAP, okay? Next up is the next up. Up next is Black Pioneer of the Week.
It's time for Black Pioneer of the Week with Queen.
So this week, Black Pioneer, I have I don't know what happened to the video. My voice been messed up still. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read this to you. So we're gonna dive into the life of an artist whose crown was never handed to him. He created it himself. I'm talking about none other than Jean Michael Basquiat. Now, if you ever been that bold, raw, chaotic art with crown symbol or childlike scribbles that made you stop and think, yeah, that's him. Jean-Michel Basquiat wasn't just a painter, he was a voice. A loud, unfiltered, unapologetic voice. Speaking on racism, class, power, and Black identity all throughout art. Born in Brooklyn in 1960 to a Haitian father and a Puerto Rican mother, Basquiat was fluent in English, Spanish, and French before he could even ride a bike. He was brilliant. He read medical textbooks for fun and studied artists like Picasso before most kids his age could spell the word artist. But let me tell you, Basquiat didn't get famous the easy way. He started. I'm in the middle of my talk show. He calling me. Sorry about that, y'all. Um, where are we?
Hey, welcome
But
back
let
to
me
Voice
tell you,
with Queen.
Basquiat.
Today, we're diving into the life of an artist whose crown was never handed to him. He created it himself. I'm talking about none other than Jean-Michel Basquiat. Now, if you've ever seen that bold, raw, chaotic art with the crown symbol or childlike scribbles that make you stop and think, yeah, that's him. Jean-Michel Basquiat wasn't just a painter. He was a voice, a loud, unfiltered, unapologetic voice, speaking on racism, class, power, and Black identity all through art. Born in Brooklyn in 1960 to a Haitian father and Puerto Rican mother, Basquiat was fluent in English, Spanish, and French before he could even ride a bike. He was brilliant. He read medical textbooks for fun and studied artists like Picasso before most kids his age could spell the word artist. But let me tell you, Basquiat didn't get famous the easy way. He started as a street artist. His early work showed up on downtown Manhattan buildings under the tag SAMO, S-A-M-O, which stood for Same Old Shit. It was raw, poetic, and full of truth, and soon the art world would take notice. Now picture this. A young, dreadlocked, Black man, shirtless half the time, paint all over his jeans, walking into a gallery dominated by old school, mostly white elites, and instead of dimming his fire, he turned up the volume. His art exploded with color, energy, and social commentary. It was like jazz on canvas, loud, beautiful, chaotic, and real. One of his most famous pieces, Untitled, 1981, sold for over $110 million in 2017. Yes, you heard me right. 110 million. And he was only 21 when he painted it. Can you imagine? He worked alongside Andy Warhol, which some people didn't understand at the time, but Basquiat didn't care. He broke rules. He mixed oil paint with crayon, poetry with anatomy, history with hip-hop before hip-hop even fully hit the mainstream. He challenged what fine art even meant. But let's be real, it wasn't all fame and fortune. The industry didn't know what to do with the young Black genius. He was praised and tokenized at the same time. They loved his art, but not always him. And that pain, that struggle, it showed in his work. Basquiat died in 1988 at just 27 years old from a drug overdose. Gone way too soon. But in just a few short years, he changed the art world forever. Today, his influence is everywhere, from Jay-Z wearing his crown to galleries worldwide honoring his legacy to young artists breaking barriers just like he did. Basquiat still speaks. So if you've ever been told you're too loud, too different, too raw, remember, Jean-Michel Basquiat, he turned his pain into power, his struggle into strokes of genius. He proved that even in chaos, there's beauty. Even in rebellion, there's truth. So what's your canvas, fam? What are you creating in a world that tries to put you in a box? This is Voicing with Queen, and today we honor the Rebel King.
Hey.
What
Hello.
up, though?
What up, though?
What up? I'm
Hi.
tapping in, y'all.
That's
Hi.
down here editing, getting ready for the debut, June 21st. What up, Detroit? What up, world? What up, Queen? Miss Keys?
What up?
Hey,
Oh,
Terry.
congratulations.
Welcome.
Thank you. Now, we can cuss on here. It's cussing off limits. Can
Nope.
y'all
You
hear me?
asking, can you cuss on here?
Yeah, I don't know if it's restricted or
Yeah,
not.
he asking.
But he got something to say. He
No.
about to start going off.
No, I just want to, stick to the rules. You know what I'm saying? Because, if it's cool, I'll spark up. I finish sparking
Yeah,
up. Okay.
do what you feel.
Okay.
Well,
Hello, lady.
you could cuss, but you can't spark up.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Wait, that don't make no sense.
Everybody, we is welcoming Terris Walker from Terris Walker Films on, and Keish is now in the building. Y'all interrupt the whole Black Pioneer.
You said we interrupted it.
Yeah, interrupted it.
I was waiting backstage. I was
back there too.
It seems like it was a little bit longer than that. I don't know. Well, welcome to Voicing with Queen. So, for those that don't know you yet, how did your filmmaker business begin? How did you start?
It's actually a funny thing, but it's true. I take negativity and I turn it around no matter what it is. So I met a producer from California back in the day when they was filming down in Michigan, get like 75% off. And I'm a contractor, so I was doing some work on her house. And I got the job done, impressed her husband. And she just, for some reason, her and her girls, she asked me, she was like, basically like, hey, I'm from California. I'm a producer. I'm in Michigan. Have you ever considered writing a movie about your life growing up poor in Detroit? And they just laughed. I just looked around like, my parents were drug lords. We ain't grow up poor like that. You know what I'm saying? Not all my life. It started like that, but shit, mom, dad, them got on. Shit, we all got on. So I told her, I said, I wrote a movie about it. She's like, oh, really? I'd love to read it. And that's how I sparked. I've been building houses, working on houses since I was 15. So this movie thing, it was not a dream, nothing I planned on doing. I ain't go to school for it or nothing. That's how I started. It birthed itself. I was just saying, it birthed itself.
It birthed itself. Okay. So when you directing, how can you balance the technical side with the emotional side of the storytelling? Because the few of your movies is based off your life, correct?
Yeah, actually, this how I look at it. Detroit Cable Connection, out now on Tubi. Cheddar Boy Malik, Stretch Money, BB3, Nisha Nashay, Seven in General, P. Dot. I go on and on. That's out there. That was a true story about me in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? So I wrote about me. Part 2, same scenario. But as far as running for the mayor, shout out to Kwame Kilpatrick. He guest starring in that movie. It's on Tubi as well. You know what I'm saying? That to me is my future, how I see the future. We need to get to the streets and teach them and educate them so we can get together and take over. As long as we separated like this and the truth and the knowledge ain't there, we never gonna come together. So my plan is to put it in the movies. I was gonna put it in the music. And again, I'm not into this music stuff. Shout out to Magneto 7, Grammy from Eminem. He did a whole lot of things. He got multi-platinum. He always told me that. He said, I'm multi-platinum too. But I met him. He gave me beats. You know what I'm saying? And he did Ice Cube soundtrack for Ride Alone. So this the level he on.
Okay.
I took them beats and hit the streets and started meeting people. then I seen how cutthroat and skeechy and fake it was. I'm like, whoa. I come
Yeah.
from a whole
That's in a
whole
lot of
different world.
industries.
I wasn't used to it though. I come from real. Everybody I deal
Right.
with, you know what I'm saying? All the men I ran around with, they took care of their kids if their kids didn't live with them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't come from the ignorance of the world. So when I bumped into it, I was shocked. So I stepped back.
Oh, yeah.
I stepped back for years. Then the movie industry came around, and I didn't take it serious because I didn't know how much money they could make off of it. So once I realized that, I started taking it serious. So now it's like, okay, it went from nothing to something to a passion. And that's where I'm at now. By trade, I'm a contractor. I love to build. I love to teach. So that's my trade. But this came along so I could reach more people this way. I could put God's message out this way. So I took the streets and I took me, and we making movies now. You know what I'm saying? Each one of my movies.
Go ahead.
I'm about to say, each one of my movies, you know what I'm saying? You'll see the underlying word in there. You know what I'm saying? And that's the key. So yeah, I love it
so
now.
I hear you. So we hear you name a lot of different talent and well-known names within the city of Detroit. How do you choose the people, the talent to collaborate with on your movies?
Okay, now one thing about me, I love good music. I don't care what it is, rock and roll, rap, R&B, gospel, you know what I'm saying, reggae. I just love good music. So my plan was, hey, why not go out? I started going to open mic showcases. I plugged straight in with FM 98. Shout out to Lil Miss Dottie when I got out here. I'm messing with T.I. Young Buck. I don't even know how to work a camera yet, but I got blessed like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm meeting so many different people that I'm like, you know what? These people talented. You know what I'm saying? They cold. Everybody wasn't. So I didn't roll with them and work with them. It's like I handpicked who I dealt with. And that came from being at open mics, hearing somebody like, damn, they cold. I go right up to you like a groupie, like, hey, how you doing? Terris Walker.
Not like a groupie.
Yeah, I mean, because I love your music. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do. I used to listen to Detroit music. Oh, that's all I used to do because everywhere I go, everybody was rapping. So it's like they giving me music, giving me CDs. Here go CD, here go boom. And back then I had them cable boxes with them chips. So everywhere I go, somebody rapping and they wanted the chip.
Right, that box.
So I got my talent that way. I literally was at open mics, catching people coming off the stage, literally. And that's how I went from there.
So where do you see your brand and your career 5 years from now?
My vision is to teach the streets, to wake up the streets, to open up schools, to build new houses, locations, shelters for the homeless, to educate the streets. So 5 years from now, I think I'll probably be on a boat fishing with over at least 20, 25 schools open and with a multi-million-dollar construction company sitting back thanking God. When you said 5 years, that's where I see myself on a nice boat too. I could sleep on.
A nice boat. That sounds like a plan.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. For real, my boat gonna be parked next to your boat.
Yep, that because
my boat gonna be parked next to yours.
I come from hustling, you know what I'm saying? So growing up, money wasn't an issue because my mama, rest in peace, she got convicted for RICO. My father, he's still here. My stepfather, should I say, he's still here. He got arrested and locked up for RICO. You know what I'm saying? They shipped him back to Jamaica. And my biological father, he got locked up for murder. So it's like I come from the street element. The money was flowing. That wasn't nothing. You're gonna get you educated and get you a good job or hustle. One or two, you ain't gonna be no bump. So it's like, okay, money ain't the issue. We ran through so much money. I was a generous person. I love to see others doing well, no problems, no issues, and making it. You know what I'm saying? That made me feel good. So if this money people giving me to make you feel that way, okay. I just don't want to help your demise. That's why I couldn't sell crack. Some people coming over to the crowd did that for about 4 hours. I quit. I said, I can't do this. Look at my people. They come over here for all types of things, stolen things, looking crazy, bummies. And I'm sitting there giving them that shit like, nah, this ain't me. I'm killing my people. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I got back where I'm at now. I took my butt to school. I gotta get my money some other way.
So give the fans.
No, I was about to say June 21st, the cellular. It's something different. I love it myself. I'm looking forward to the turnout because this is me showing my improvement. How my first movies, I see the difference myself because I know better. And when I got the new equipment, I got the microphones, the lights, I got the software now, I got the, how they say, the motion array. I got everything I needed, and now I'm working with a team. It's not a big team. My circle's small, but it's more than what I started with. You know what I'm saying? So I'm that guy who, how my boy BB3 said, he said, they ain't know who I was. I just popped up. That's who I'm always be. You ain't gonna catch me at the clubs, at the to-be events and shows and all that, because I don't met a lot of these industry people, and they fake too.
As hell.
So I don't want to be dealing around. You're gonna catch me doing these things like this. The come up is a come up. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Right. When you look up and came up, I ain't see him, but he there. And like I said, I don't met a lot of these people, even down to the actors and actresses, and people call themselves actors and actresses. It's just like the rap game. A lot of fake people, a lot of people miserable. They want to see you miserable. You know what I'm saying? So I learned how should I say? I'm that person. I asked my girl Coco this: business and personal. People say don't mix the two. And what she explained to me and what I got from her answer was, how's they character? And I didn't think about that. And I said, okay, character versus what we dealing with, what the business is. But if I don't like your character, I ain't doing no business with you. I don't care. Business to me ain't stressful. Especially when you choosing it. You know what I'm saying? I got to put something together. Okay, I'm about to go over here. No, I don't deal with this. No. No. So to me, if it's personal and I have a problem with you, more likely I ain't gonna do no business with you.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So what is your final words you would like to leave our audience with tonight, and how can people follow your journey and support your work?
Okay, well, we're gonna do it like this. I need you to go to Tubi, type in my name, Terris, Terris Walker. My movies will pop up, first 3 movies. Check them out. We're about to drop another one, and we got more to come. If you want to follow me, go to IG and look up DCC, Dog Cat DCC, the movie on Instagram, and connect with me there. Other than that, be on the lookout for my next movie, The Cellular. Red carpet, June 21st. Be there.
Sure. For sure. June 21st, red carpet start at 7 at the Bel Air Cinema on East 8 Mile. You can get your tickets on Eventbrite, and if you are following Terris, you can get them strictly from him. And we'll be back because next is up with Kicking It with Keish.
All right, y'all. Thanks, too.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. See you later.
All right.
It's now time for Kicking It with Keish.
What up, though, y'all? Thanks for tuning in. And your girl was a little tardy today, but I am here now feeling way, way, way much better. Happy Hump Day. Father's Day is coming up this Sunday. right? So what am I going to do? Rest in peace to my father who passed away in 2013. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about our relationship and my plans for Father's Day, because it's only right. We dedicated Mother's Day to the mothers. I dedicated that segment to the mothers and my mom. So I'm going to do the same for my dad. So um I want to say that it's been how many years? It's been like, oh, it's been a while. It's been like 12 years since my dad has passed away. And this is to all those that have lost a father. You can relate. You really never get over the pain of losing a parent. You just kind of like, just cope with things. But you have those memories that well, I hope the memories close to my heart. They're dear to my heart. Because memories are like precious. Um, it's worth more than anything that anybody can leave you behind. So my dad, everybody know him on the east side, is Coach Johnny. He was a diesel mechanic. Okay, he started out as a truck driver, but he was a diesel mechanic. He was a football coach. And what else did my dad do? He did a lot of stuff. He liked to barbecue. He liked to barbecue. And I want to talk about him because me and my dad, we had a rift in our relationship, um, like from my childhood. And when I did get back in contact with him, we had to start over. And I'm glad that I did that. I'm glad that I had a forgiving heart for my father. And I was able to establish not only a um, father and daughter relationship later on, I was able to forgive him. I was able to have a friendship with him. Um, he was always an ear to listen. I always had an ear to listen to me and guide me through real life situations because he did not sugarcoat anything, um, which I can appreciate because that also gets you ready for the real world. Okay. And I don't care what nobody say both. Well, kids need both parents. You really do. And if you blessed to have both parents in your life, you really winning out here, whether your parents stay together or not. So I just appreciate that. And everybody who is grieving the loss of their father, I want to just tell you to hold on to those memories, and look at pictures. These are things that I do. I listen to some of the music he liked to listen to. I don't go out to the cemetery much because I know in spirit he's not there. But my dad was the type of guy that he liked a lot of attention. He loved Father's Day. He would barbecue like every Father's Day. And he would like to open up his cards. He liked to celebrate things. So I wanted to dedicate this to him and talk about him a little bit because I've been in my feelings a little bit lately about my dad because I'm on a new journey. I'm about to take another step in my professional career as a comedian and a business owner. And so when it's time for me to open up my business, he's not going to be there to see me cut the ribbon. He has missed out on a lot of things, but I take comfort in knowing and believing that he's watching over me and that he's making things happen upstairs for me. He's like my angel while I'm down here, and he got some stuff happening for me. I just like to take comfort in that, and maybe you guys should try that if you have a hard time when it's time for, Father's Day, a birthday, or a special holiday. Because grief is long lasting, it never goes away. We just find different ways to cope. Especially it's hard losing a parent, and you never know how it feels until you get there. You know. Because my dad was a girl dad, all girls, okay? 4 girls. So you know that we was daddy's girls. And I used to have lunch with him or breakfast every Saturday. We had lunch at the same spot every single week for the last 8 years of his life. And I miss little things like that. But I'm so happy that I was able to reconnect with him and to have that time. Um, when he got sick, we spent a lot of time together. Me and my sisters was a big part of, helping him when he got sick. So that allowed us to spend time. Um, and sometimes we have to just like stop being selfish about when people pass away, especially if they were sick. Of course, I wish that it was something I can do to prevent. How my dad passed. He passed away from lung cancer, but there's nothing I can do. You know what I'm saying? And he was in a lot of pain and suffering. So I also take peace in him not being here suffering anymore because I watched him suffer. And I believe that there's a better place where there's no pain and no suffering, there's no diseases, there's no cancer. So I take peace in knowing that and believing that absence from the body is, you're in the presence of the Lord when you leave here. And just think about that. Think about all the pain and suffering this world has to offer. Grieving is a process, and yes, I do miss my dad. But guess what? I'm gonna cherish his memory by honoring his memory, doing some of the things he liked to do. He liked to listen to jazz. So sometimes I listen to jazz when I'm stressed out. I get that from my dad, and I listen to the same songs that he used to listen to, the same artists. Sometimes I cook his favorite food when it's his birthday, or make his favorite drink when it's his birthday. Or Father's Day, we all get together. Me and my sisters get together and we cherish his memory. So I'm praying for you. I'm going to say a special prayer for everybody that is grieving the loss of their father this upcoming Father's Day. And you make sure you celebrate your dad's life, and everybody that's living. Everybody, that has a father that is still living. Cherish him, celebrate him, treat him out this weekend. Because nobody is promised another day. If you still have your father, if you still got both parents, it really is a blessing. So I want to just thank y'all for tuning in, kicking it with Keish, and enjoy your Father's Day weekend.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You absolutely right. I had a pleasure of having two. I had my biological father, and then my stepfather came in when I was almost 4 years old. So I had him all the way up until my passing. It has been a delight to have two fathers at the same time. I grew up with both of them. It wasn't no animosity. They actually was the best of friends. Their common denominator was me, making sure I was loved, and I got that. I buried my stepfather, which is my daddy. I buried him in 2017, and right after I buried my mom in 2019, 10 months later, I had to bury my biological father. And our relationship was a little strained too. And it's funny how you find things away and everything. And I learned how much he had bragged on me and how proud he was for me and about me and everything like that in my journey. And I never heard that from him, but he bragged on me to everybody else. But to me, he gave me tough skin. So with that tough skin, it built my character the way I am now. So salute to all the fathers out there. That's it for Voicing with Queen. Sorry for all the technical problems today, but I hope y'all enjoy. This is our tribute to our fathers, and we'll see y'all next Wednesday, Voices.
That's a wrap for Voicing with Queen. Big thanks for tuning in and rocking with us. Don't forget to follow Queen and comedian Keish on social media, along with Voicing with Queen, and catch us live every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Until next time, stay bold, stay real, and keep voicing. See you soon.
Decatur, Lithonia, Conyers, Covington, McDonough, and all surrounding areas. Something Special Bar and Lounge presents Music Bingo and Karaoke. That's right, you heard me. Music Bingo and Karaoke. Every Wednesday is something special bar and lounge. On the 1 and 2s, we got DJ P. Joe. Not to mention, we got the host with the most, Kels. We got drink specials, plus the full kitchen, seafood dip, salmon bites, sweet heat wings, jerk chicken egg roll. From 5 to 7 is our happy hour. Mix and match, 2 items. Looking for good vibes, delicious drinks, delicious food, something special bar and lounge. 1377 Old McDonough Highway, Conyers, Georgia. The best spot on the east side. Express lunch on the go. Not to mention now open for lunch from 11 to 3 Monday through Friday. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Something special bar and lounge.